In every democratic society, power is not held by one group alone. It is shaped by the people, the leaders they choose, and the organizations that represent their voices. Elections serve as the foundation of democracy, allowing citizens to select their leaders and hold them accountable. Political parties play a key role by organizing candidates, presenting platforms, and offering choices to the public. Meanwhile, civil society acts as a watchdog, ensuring that the government remains transparent, inclusive, and responsive to the needs of the people. In this report, we will explore how elections, political parties, and civil society work together to influence governance and strengthen democracy. I and the other of my group members will be tackling about elections, parties, and the civil society. What are elections? Elections are a formal and organized process where citizens vote to choose their leaders or decide on important public issues. In a democratic system, this is how power is transferred from the people to government officials. Instead of leaders taking power by force or inheritance, elections allow citizens to actively participate in governance by selecting representatives who reflect their interests and needs. They are essential in modern representative democracies because they determine who will hold key positions such as president, members of the Congress, and local officials. Through elections, the public can hold leaders accountable. If officials perform poorly, voters can choose new ones in the next election. For an election to be considered genuine, we must meet three conditions: competitive, regular, and free choice. Competitive, multiple candidates or parties are allowed to run. Regular, elections are held at consistent scheduled intervals. So we have two, the local and the national, where we elect our desired officials. Lastly is the free choice. Voters can choose without pressure, coercion, or manipulation. In short, elections are the foundation of democracy because they give people the power to choose their leaders and influence how they are governed. Now let's move on to how elections work. The main stage. Elections follow key stages to ensure an organized and legitimate process. Voter registration. Eligible citizens are recorded in the official voters list. This ensures that only qualified individuals can vote. Campaign period. Candidates and political parties present their platforms, plans, and promises. They try to convince voters through debates, advertisements, and public engagements. The election day. Voters go to polling stations to cast their ballots. After voting ends, ballots are counted and official results are proclaimed. The other stage is what makes an election fair. For elections to be credible and trustworthy, several conditions must be met. Clear rules. There must be clear guidelines on who can vote, who can run for office, and how votes are counted. Independent oversight. An impartial body like Commission on Elections or COMELEC supervises the process along with maintaining from civil society groups to ensure transparency. Protection from abuse. Measures must prevent vote buying, vote intimidation, coercion, and misuse of campaign funds.
Now let's move on to political parties. What are political parties? Political parties are a group of people who share similar ideas about how to run a country. So they basically work together to win elections so they can make laws and lead the government. Think of political party like a team in politics. Each team has its own views on things like taxes, education, healthcare, the government. In an election, this team chooses leaders or candidates and asks people to vote for them so they can take power and put their plans into action. So what does the political parties do? They organize and support candidates to run for president, mayor, or Congress, or maybe other positions also. They also make policies. They create a platform or set of promises and plans that they want to carry out if they win. They also connect people and government. They act as a bridge between ordinary citizens and the leaders making decisions, so voters know which group stands for what. Now moving on, what do political parties do during elections? So before elections, political parties get ready by choosing and teaching people to run for office. They also make a simple plan. They called it a platform that says what they want to do if they win. During elections, parties run campaigns with talks, ads, and events to share their ideas. They also push people to vote and team up with local groups to get more support. And then after elections, if they win, parties form the government and create laws. And if they lose, they watch the government closely, argue against bad ideas, and get ready for the next election. And how parties help voters? Parties use easy words to explain their plans. They remind folks to sign up and go vote. They work on big problems like jobs, homes, or staying safe. And now, what role does society play? Voters want leaders to listen and fix issues. Parties must care and what Parties must care about what people need and what people think. Every day, folks help decide what parties focus on. So that concludes my part. Thank you so much for listening.
And now, for the last one, the role of civil society. The civil society plays an important role in strengthening democracy, especially during elections. These are groups that are independent from the government and political parties, such as the NGOs, religious organizations, youth groups, and advocacy groups. So, here are the roles of civil society. First, they act as watchdogs of the governments and elections. So civil society monitors elections and government actions to prevent cheating and ensure fairness. Organizations like Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, or PPCRV, and the National Citizens Movement for Free Elections, or the NAMFREL. So I myself experienced being a volunteer of the PPCRV last election, where gi-monitor namo during elections, of course, ang mga voters to prevent them from basig na sila yung mga kodigo ba daan or gibaran na daan na ilang boto. So amo na siyang gina-prevent. So ang last po na mo nagibuhat is the count na mo, I mean gitabilit, no, not abilit, ano na mo ang votes nila, gi-check if tama ba, kompleto ba, nakaboto ba tanan diri ang specific na lugar. And then gihatag namo sa City Hall for the official tabulation of the votes, or ipahatod siya sa national. And actually it was a good experience para aware ang tanan, for us to be aware kung unsa jud ang dapat fair jud ang pagboto sa tanan. So nga ana siya. So the next is they promote voter education. So civil society groups educate people about how to vote properly, the importance of voting, and how to choose responsible leaders. Next is they encourage citizen participation. They promote and educate people about how to be an active in society. They motivate us to vote and join discussions. Next is they advocate for the public interest. So they speak up for important issues and represent the needs of the people, especially those in the marginalized sectors. So next is they fight disinformation. So they stop fake news and guide people to check facts before believing information. Of course, in today's digital age, misinformations are rampant. And it is important for us to fact check talaga before believing in such o unsa to mga makita dira sa social media. So, and lastly is bridging the gap between people and government. So they connect citizens and leaders by sharing concerns and encouraging communication. So all in all, civil society helps make sure that democracy is fair, honest, and for the people.